Hey y'all, so you're going to be doing my nails with me today? Today I'm soaking off my nails so I can do a full set and a pedicure. I haven't done my nails in over a month and it's time for me to do a new set because my nails are lifting off of the acrylic. I'm just showing you some products that I use. I'll link them in the description bar. I got these products from Amazon and my local beauty supply store. These products are very affordable. I want to say each of these items here are under $20. So you're able to do your own nails at home. If you've ever been to a beauty supply store or not a beauty supply store, if you've ever been to a nail salon, like if you've ever consistently gotten your nails done, you're able to do your nails yourself. I learned how to do my own nails because of the pandemic. And after that, I just kept on doing them myself because it saved me a lot of money. When I go to the nail salon, I was paying $60 for a pedicure and maybe $70 for my nail. So that's what, $130 that I'm saving. So I'm going to be soaking my nails off using 100% acetone. You can get this at Walgreens. You can get this at the beauty supply store. And before I do that, I'm going to be applying some cuticle oils to my fingers just to prevent my skin from drying out due to the acetone. Acetone is very drying. And you want to ensure that you keep that moisture in your cuticles or else it's going to crack following soaking your nails off. It takes about, I want to say, an hour to soak this acrylic off. This acrylic is from Valentino Beauty Pure and it peels off pretty easy. Here you can see me cutting off some of the acrylic while I was soaking it off. And you can see it just melts away into this rubbery substance, which makes it easier. Sometimes I've been able to, if I soak it long enough, but I was impatient here. If I soak it long enough, I can just peel it off of my nail in just one long swoop. So once this is done, I'm going to get started doing my nails. Here you can see putting on a nail form. This nail form is from Valentino Beauty Pure as well. You can also use nail tips, half cover nail tips. For a beginner, I find the half cover nail tips are easier. However, I was being fancy when I bought these nail forms, and now that I have an entire roll of them, I need to use them up. So I most likely will be using the nail forms until I can get back to using the half cover nail tips. The reason why I like the half cover nail tips is because it doesn't move. And for me, sometimes I apply the nail forms properly, other times they lean. So during this set, my big toe, my thumb on my left hand is crooked because the nail form was slipping when I was applying the acrylic and I couldn't fix it. But I'll fix it when I give myself a filling. So prior to applying the acrylic, I use a dehydrator and a nail primer, and then I apply the acrylic. You want to put the acrylic between your natural nail and the nail form, and that's where you want to start. So I'm using a wet bead. That's when you load up your brush with monomer and you make a ball in the acrylic. Now you don't want the brush too wet, but you want your bead in a consistency that it's able to be mendable and move around. So you can see that the bead I'm able to manipulate it and push it. You want to apply your bead before your cuticle so you can push it closer to your cuticle. I usually apply acrylic in 3 beads. That means the first bead will be between your nail form and your natural nail so it can connect and it can make the free edge that you're looking for. The second bead will be right behind that so it can make the apex. The apex is the curve of your nail. And the last bead, which is usually your smallest and thinnest bead, will be to connect the apex and the cuticle. And you want to put it on top of where the apex is and push it back into your cuticle because you do not want to flood your cuticle. Your cuticle is going to be the thinnest part of your nail. As long as the apex and the free edge are connected to each other and you have built that up, it does not matter how thin your cuticles are, your nails will be adhered. Now, you don't want to make the cuticles too thin because you do not want to cause any lifting, but you also don't want it to be thick as well. So you can see from the side profile that the nail's coming up as a curve. Now, when you're getting started, you're not going to do the most perfect nails because you're not a professional, and practice does make perfect. So here you can see I'm removing the nail form after the acrylic has dried, and there's like just a thin piece of acrylic from when I brushed out the acrylic when I was blending. So I could just break that off, and then I'm going to get started filing. You can see the opacity on the nail is there. So that means I have been able to fully cover the nail with the acrylic. So now I'm just going to file down the side walls, and I'm going to shape the nail. I prefer to put more acrylic than less, because I can always file the nail down to be the structure that I seek, as opposed to not putting enough acrylic and then having to go back after I believe that I'm done and fill in the gaps where it's missing. So the nails look a little bit thick now, but this is my right hand, and I had to use my left hand to apply it, and I'm right hand dominant. So to me, this doesn't look too bad for the fact that I use my left hand to do this set. So give me a little grace. And there you can see the curve on there. You can see how it's thinner by the cuticle, and it has that shape that I was going for. I still have to sand it a little bit more with the sanding part, but so far so good. So there you see me now. I'm filing my left hand. I've applied the acrylic to my left hand using my dominant hand, and you can see that it's a bit smoother here, because I make less mistakes, of course, because I'm using my dominant hand. So now I'm just shaping them. My nail file is not as sharp as I would like it to be. I intended to purchase new nail files, but I didn't get around to it. But I most definitely, before I do another set, I have to purchase some new nail files. I get these nail files off of Amazon. This nail file is a 180 grit nail file, and on the other side you have the smoothing part, or the buffing side. So I do enjoy using this nail file. Like, you get a really good sharp edge when you use this nail file when it's sharp. But because I've been using this for a while, it takes a lot of effort now for me to get that desired shape. So what I'm doing here is smoothing out. Oh my goodness, where is my drink? I realize you can't do voiceovers and not have some water here. Oh my God. And who said voice acting is easy? Because my throat is dry. But I'm just I'm just filing and smoothing out that nail, because you don't want too many bumps in it, because then you're going to be able to see it when you apply your nail polish. So I'm getting the sidewalls. I'm ensuring that the nails are even. I'm making sure that they're even on both hands. There's nothing worse than when you get your nails done and one hand is longer than the other. And especially because I type, whenever one nail is longer than the other, I definitely can feel it. And I prefer to type with longer nails than shorter nails. The longer nails help prevent carpal tunnel, because you do not have to stretch your fingers to reach certain keys. But for right now, I've been keeping my nails short, because for the new year, I wanted to bring the new year in with short white nails. I just had that idea. I wanted short white nails. I wanted white nails, white toes. I'm getting a white outfit. I have such positive vibes about the new year, and I'm very excited. So you can see there, that's a good nail. That's a good shaped nail. Girl, you did a good job, girl. You did a good job. Yeah, I'm proud of you. That's cute. So there you go. There's all the nails shaped and filed, and I hit it with the sanding bit, and I applied cuticle oil. So now I'm going to apply Marshmallow by Essie. You can see that the nail is pretty opaque, But what happens when you apply top coat? It'll make the nail very sheer, which is why I'm applying a nail polish. And I wanted my nails to be opaque. I didn't want to get stark white. Personally, I don't believe stark white looks great on me. On my toes, I used to get stark white, but something about stark white on my fingers gives me white out in 7th grade. So I prefer to do an off-white, like a milky white. So that's the finished product. It's pretty, you can tell the color difference. You can see it looks white, but it does not show. I nicked it right there. I forgot. I haven't used regular nail polish in so long. I'm so used to gel polish that dries so quickly. But there you go. Hey girl. I like it. Tell me what you think. So now I'm going to be giving myself a pedicure. Now, don't you talk about my hawk toes. I know they look like claws, but it's okay. I'm about to fix them. I haven't given myself a pedicure in a month. I am very lazy when it comes to pedicure because in order for me to do my pedicure, I turn into a contortionist. You should see the moves that I have to do in order for me to be able to hold my foot in my hand so I could sand off the gel polish. So there you see me with the sanding bar. I'm going to try to do it on the floor, but this is actually more difficult for me to do because I'm bent over to do this, and this hurts my back. It's easier for me to have like my foot in my lap and for me to bend over and place my foot closer to my face as opposed to like bending over and doing this on the floor. So I am just lowering the nail, like I'm filing it down, and it's easier to use the sanding bar than a hand file. You can use a nail clipper and clip it, but when you use a nail clipper, it comes out uneven, and then sometimes it gives you more work because it messes up the structure of the nail, and then you end up having to go back and add more acrylic. So this is just easier for me. Like the acrylic at that part of the nail will still remain thick, and I won't have to go back and fix the edges or anything. It's just going to be straight across. So there you can see, like I've sanded down. And you can now see where I need to fill in. So there we go. I'm going to fill it in. And dust it off. Before you fill it in, and you also need to dehydrate the nail and prime the nail. Same way you do your fingers. So I didn't show you in the first clips, but here you can see. This is the same process for the fingers. You're going to dehydrate first, and then you're going to apply the primer. The primer is tacky, so it makes a perfect surface for the acrylic to grip to when you're applying the acrylic. I'm using the same acrylic color, by the way, for my toes because it just looks very natural. So I'm dipping my brush in the monomer, getting rid of all those bubbles. And then I am going to pick up a bead and work my way to filling up that space. So then it could look like one even layer. Now I'm picking up a very small bead, as you can see here, because like I said, it's harder for me to do this while my foot is all the way on the floor. It's easier when my foot is in the lap, but I can't find my phone stand where I could record it. So my son had to use my phone and he had to hold it for me. So he was trying to record it while in the light, and my hand was creating a shadow. So we were trying to do the best that we can. I was reading this book that says, don't wait for things to be perfect by any means necessary. Just start today. So in an effort to be consistent in making videos, I'm just starting today. Later on, if you really want to see this, I guess later on, if someone asks, I can make a more in-depth video. Of course, I'm a beginner. No way I'm an expert. I'm not trying to purport myself to be an expert. This is just what I do for my maintenance, and this saves me money. So if you want to get started and you don't know where to get started, or you lack the confidence that you're able to do this, this is just to help you see that there's someone out there doing this. I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there where other people are doing their maintenance at home, and really, like, if you would like to save some money, and let's say it's not important to you for you to go to the salons. I know at one point I used to go to the salon for the experience and to be pampered. And once the customer service started getting bad, I just did not care to go to the salons anymore. And a lot of the work started to become very shabby. And when I started doing my own pedicure and my own nails, I found that unless I'm getting my nails done long, I'm not going to the salon to get my nails done because it doesn't seem to be worth the money. So there I am, all 10, and proud of myself. My other toes are still looking crusty, but we're going to get to it. We have to cut them down and file them, and they'll be looking like somebody loves them. So there I go. They're all cut down, they're filed. I use the sanding bit, so the sanding bit helps with not having to cut my cuticles because when I filed, the sanding bit kind of like takes down some of the cuticles. So there I go, the finished product. And that's me wearing my Crocs. My son purchased Crocs for Christmas for me, and they're so cute. Look at my gibbets. I like to bring the new year in with a fresh haircut. This is a before and now my after. You can see that my natural color is growing in, and I prefer to go lighter, so I'm going to bleach it. And this is what you can see here, this after once I have bleached my hair. And I'm pretty much feeling myself. I've been drinking. This is my favorite champagne, and I usually drink this champagne every New Year's or during any celebration. Happy 2023. I hope each and every one of you have a prosperous and an abundant new year.